In this Adobe Illustrator, I'm going to show you how to make a mandala design with, again, very little effort on your part as an artist. So right here, to start off with, I set up a tabloid sheet of paper. If you don't have that, you can always go into Illustrator, File and New. Right up here is Print. Right down here, View All My Presets, and I click on Tabloid. Okay, right over here, I want to set my measurements from points to inches, and I'll just click Create. So you can see there's another sheet of paper. Okay, we'll close the first one. So there's my tabloid sheet of paper. Now for this demo, it would work better if I had more of a square size sheet of paper. So right above your hand tool is your artboard tool. I can click that, and by holding Option on a Mac or Alt on a PC, I can click and drag and expand both sides simultaneously. So we'll make something like that. I go to my black arrow to finish the artboard, and now I'm ready to create my mandala design. So all I'm going to need is D for default colors. I click on the white fill and I hit the question mark key on my keyboard. No fill. I'm going to come up right below the type tool. If I press and hold, I have an ellipse tool. Okay, and right here, near the center of the page, I'm going to hold Shift for a circle and the Option or Alt key. That lets me draw from the center, and I'm going to do a circle about this big. Nothing crazy. I'm going to let go of my mouse first. Then I let go of the keyboard, and I jump back to my black arrow. Okay, what you want to start off here is when you click on your black arrow, all you should see is your circle. If you get a box around this circle, that is your bounding box, and this trick will not work. So if you get a box, you're going to see this right here. If you get this box, that's your bounding box, the trick will not work. So go to View menu and hide the bounding box. Right there. If I click on a circle, all I should see is a circle. So what I'm going to do is take my stroke panel, tear that out, and instead of a 1-point stroke, I'm going to keep hitting the up arrow, and we'll go to about, let's go about 20. Right there. What I also want is my appearance panel. So I'm going to go down here to my appearance, tear that one out, and I'm going to pull the bottom edge down a little bit. Okay, really, really important. I'm going to click right here. I'm on the thicker 20-point stroke. In the pop-up in the upper right, I'm going to add a new stroke to this circle, which technically just copies the previous one. So now on the top stroke, I'm going to change it to white. But instead of it also being 20, which covers up the one below, I'm on the top stroke right here. I'll hit the down arrow and make it about 15. Slightly thinner white line sitting on top of a slightly thicker black line. Okay, now this is the important part. Notice on the appearance panel you have either the white part of the line or the black part of the line. Well, I want to work on both. So the way the appearance panel works is instead of selecting only the white or only the black, you click right up here on this top title bar. A lot of people don't think you can click there because it doesn't have an eyeball. They don't think it's part of the list. But you click up here, and that's like selecting the white and the black. Now, in order to see things, I have these light blue anchor points. So I'm going to come down to my layers down here, double click to the right, and I'm going to change the color of my anchor points to red, just so they're a little easier to see on the screen. What I want to do is select the circle with the black arrow And instead of this circle having 4 points, top, bottom, left, right, and then you also get a center point, but it's not part of the circle, you get 4 of them. Well, I want 4 more in between all of these points. So I go to Object menu, Path, Add Anchor Points. So now it's added 4 more. Now I've got 8 anchor points. Well, I want 8 more. I want to make a bunch of anchor points so I can really mess with this file. Object menu again. Path again. Add anchor points again. Now I've got 16 different anchor points here. So what am I supposed to do with those? Well, there is a feature here in Illustrator, and again, I'm going to click right up here. There's a feature in Illustrator when you're dealing with curves. It's called Select Menu. Select something on that object, and the things I want to select are the direction handles attached to these anchor points. That gives me every single direction handle right there. I get a direction handle there and there and there and there. So what is the point of showing all those direction handles when technically you can only pull one at a time? Well, I'm going to close up my stroke panel here. We'll push the appearance panel off to the side. And all I have to do, I've got my object selected, and I'll repeat this one more time. Select it with your black arrow. Select menu, object, direction handles. Then I come down here to my scale tool. And all I'm going to do is put the little plus, the cursor, on a white anchor point down here, like at an angle. Not on the very bottom, not on the very side or top. It's got to be at like a 45-degree angle or so, right there. I hold Shift, and now I click and drag that point up toward the center. How far you want to go is up to you, but I'll drag it till it almost compacts the center right about there. I let go of the mouse first, and now I have this design where I've scaled the length of these direction lines so they start bending and twisting and creating this big kind of tangled mess, but there is a structure to that mess. Okay, and I like that, but I want to take it one step further. So with everything still active, I go to Effect menu, Distort and Transform, and Pucker and Bloat. I turn on the preview, and if I drag toward Bloat, I drag a little bit and let go, drag a little more and let go, a little more and a little more. That's not really creating a very interesting design. So the trick is you drag to the left. I go a little bit, and now I go a little bit more and more and more and more. And then if I go too far, well, now I start to get new designs. So it's constantly changing as I drag. You get a little bit right here, and then a little bit more, the lines start to twist over each other. Then a little bit more, they start to cancel out. But then you push it a little bit more and more and more until you get just the right type of design that you're looking to make here. So I'll go out a little bit more like this. Let's go with that. Now when I click OK, I click outside with my black arrow, and I've got this nice mandala design right here. And keep in mind, anything can be done with this. It's made up of a thicker black line, a slightly thinner white line. I can go and add more, add another new stroke. Maybe this one will be red, and instead of 15, we'll make it 10 right there. And then I can add another new stroke. Instead of this one being red, we'll make it yellow. Instead of 10, we'll make it 5. And now when I zoom in on this, I got this really unique twisting design with all this extra detail in there. And there we go. So here's the cool part. Let's say I don't like this mandala design now. Okay, I don't like all these extra little diamonds or whatever. I can click on the pucker and bloat because it's an effect, and I can throw it in the trash. Okay, so let's select what I've got here. Select menu, object, direction handles, effect menu, distort and transform, pucker and bloat. And let's see what I get here. Let's just keep puckering it out. And we'll keep going. Now I'm getting kind of the same results, but I just back it off a little bit. Maybe I like my design a little bit more complicated, more detailed, like that. Looks kind of cool. See, then I get into the simplified. Then I go back into the complex over here. But it all depends on what kind of results you want for your mandala design. There you go, using direction handles here in Adobe Illustrator to create some pretty intricate geometric pattern designs in Adobe Illustrator. Hope you liked it.